Welcome back to the discussion panel on judicial deception regarding Hamilton County Superior Court in the state of Indiana, Part 6. My name is Malika Clary-Ghosh. Thank you for tuning in. Last week we talked about Judge William Hughes, the special judge. Well, he's on my case. Well, the last time I left off with is that he ordered me to pay child support. And he didn't give me credit for my two other prior born. I had to pay $61 per week plus $20 because it took us about a year to get into court. So they put arrears on me. Not of my negligence, but they put that on me. So that was additional $3,000 because they held me back from going to court. Put so many continuance and kept on doing that. They wouldn't go to just let's have the hearing. They just kept putting continuance. So we did that. So I ended up paying that support. Did the appeal, as you hear. It was denied because I didn't put enough information in the main brief. Well, I struggled paying that child support, but I did the best I could. I ended up, my two daughters that they didn't give me credit for, wasn't doing well in math. So I had to go get a tutor. I had to get a couple tutors, actually. They were failing in math, one in physics and one in algebra. And they needed my help. So I'm paying about $80 for one child, and I got two other, and I'm only getting $165 for child support and for the two girls, and living on my student loan. So I'm up here still living, paying my rent, paying my responsibilities, but I'm struggling. So I go and I file a modification of child support on October 28th, 2015. And what I said was, respondents requested a modification of child support obligation to be reduced. Respondent is currently paying child support from her educational loans and through her child support payments that she received from her two prior children. Respondent is a full-time doctoral student at the moment and hoping that she will be willful financially after completion of her studies. Respondent has been making payments every week but struggles with paying the full amount of arrears every week. Respondent has 3 children that she supports. I said 3, so there's 3 children. Well, I thought I was going to get in court eventually, right? No, not this court. Judge William Hughes, he kept on allowing my ex-husband to put a continuance. I mean, he would continue, just kept going. Continue, like they didn't mind allowing me suffer, allowing my children to suffer, and didn't want to reduce this child support at all. I mean, they did not, and this is it. If you can see this, this is what I did. This is what they held me at. Okay, they didn't want to try to help me out at all. I mean, when we're talking about it got continued from October to November to December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. And it was almost a year before I got into court. And it got so bad that I couldn't afford an attorney, but my fiance before a while back, but recently, about within a year or so. And he ended up paying for my attorney fees. So he helped me out, which I can't afford it. So I was like, okay. So he said, he got me an attorney, and we thought this was going to work out. Well, the attorney, we thought he was going to get me in court quicker. That didn't happen. They put what they did. Oh yeah, when my ex-husband put a continuance, they denied that continuance, and then they actually still denied to get me in court because they said, oh, we have prior other cases and you go behind in back of the calendar somewhere. So we don't have time to deal with your stuff yet because we have criminal cases now. That's first. Oh, so that kept happening. Then the lawyer put in first choice, and because they always used to put a second choice. And we're like, okay, so it'll be canceled every time I was thinking I was going to court. No, didn't happen. So having the lawyer, it didn't actually help as much because he didn't get us in there no quicker. I mean, he did what he needed to do as a lawyer, but when you're up against a judge who doesn't like you and you're up against a bitter ex-husband, you're not, and then his lawyer has issues because I complain against the judicial board against him. Well, I'm sorry if you don't provide any bills, and you come to court and you just say, hey, my client spent 8,000, 15,000, 17,000. Ryan Casman, you don't need to sit up there and think that this person's not going to argue about your ability of being truthworthy about your bills. Yeah, I have a right to complain against that. Now, did they do anything about it? No. But you know what? If you're not providing bills and you want 15, 20,000 out of anybody, I think I'm in my right mind to ask for that and to wonder why you didn't produce it. So, no. Be upset because I complain against the judicial board. Fine, no problem. Everybody's upset with Malika because I'd rather not just deal with this. I'm stressing out and you guys are playing games with your judicial officer degrees with just trying to hurt me. So, anyway, getting back to that. So, we're in the court and nothing's going on. We finally got in court. Actually, I'm trying to think, was it August? It might have been somewhere in August. And we didn't even finish everything. They kept, filing a show of cause in contempt of whatever. Matter of fact, contempt action they put down, which let me see if I can find that real quick. And I was really shocked about this. And I'm like, well, okay. Oh, order petition amend to motion for show of cause. Woo. Oh my. Here we go. He want to bring this up because I had audacity to file for a modification of child support. So any other time, he didn't have any problem with none of the things that's going on. Okay? And all the things he brought up. So he filed a motion, a order to petition amend motion of show cause. I'm sorry, rule for rule to show cause. Sorry about that. And what he said, he talked about petitioner originally filed an initial motion for rule to show cause on January 19. And this is what he said. Shortly after, respondent filed a separate motion to modify for contempt after the decision entered by Indiana Court of Appeals. Said motion alleging failure to pay support and the existing order of court. Now, because I filed a motion to modify child support, he gonna bring up something like this. On August 4, 2016, petition filed the amendment, the petition alleged motion. We'll go over this. Let's get to the good stuff. He said I should be held in contempt for baptizing the child on September 14, 2014 without consent of petitioner in violation of sole legal custody provisions. Where do it say that? I have no order that says I violate any order that said I had to ask my ex-husband, he's the sole custody parent, to have or allow my child to be baptized. Nowhere. And on top of that, why is it 2014 September? If he had an issue, why didn't he file that a while back? Why did he file it now? Why are we in 2016? So so Michael Ghosh had a problem back in 2014 in September, but did not file nothing. Hello. Okay, so he want me to file in contempt for that. Then he said failure to pay child support on a timely basis in full amount and failure to pay child support arrears as ordered. I'm sorry, he didn't say failure or willful act to not pay for child support. I believe that's why I filed a modification because I am struggling, okay? Struggling. All right, October 28th. That's why I did that. 2015. But he go ahead and say I should be held in contempt for that. I thought a motion was already in front. I thought I already admitted my faults. That wasn't good enough. Then he goes, exceed phone calls limits and provided a cell phone to child in violation of sole legal custody provisions. Look at that. I didn't know that I had to ask his permission to give my 8-year-old a cell phone when the Indian guidelines allows you to do that. I did not know I had to ask my ex-husband for permission to do that. Did not. Okay, also in contempt, signed the child up for free lunches at school in violation of sole legal custody provisions. I am being in contempt for providing school lunch to free school lunch or wanting my child to get reduced school lunch at his school. Oh my gosh! Are you kidding me? I read this and I can't believe that. Okay, let me go on. Failure to provide proper itinerary when traveling with child as required by Indian parenting time guidelines and sole legal custody requirements. I'm sorry, my daughter took over and sent a text message to my son's phone because me and the ex-husband have no contact order, and she decided to take lead. And I thought that in the Indian guidelines said, as long as you get the itinerary from a third party, the information. He knew where his son was at all times. He knew the cell phone worked. He knew the address. He knew all that. And because we did a road trip, I did not report part of the road trip of the state. So we were passing through. Wow. And I should be held in contempt for giving him all that information or allowing the information. Oh my goodness. Now, then he says, petitioners carry his burden of proof on item 2A. The child was baptized with consent of mother and without consent of father. If he was a religious person, I can see maybe he would want to be there, but he's not religious. He used to try to go to church when I was going, and I was the one pushing him in a way. So when we got divorced, out go the church, out go that religion. So if he had a problem with religion, I think he should have said, Mr. Ghosh, you should have said it long time ago. You didn't say it long time ago. You're gonna make an argument now about it? Why is that? I don't know. You're the only person to know that. Okay. Then he mentions about, how we go, child support and how, he has to pay, okay, the court alleges that the respondent has chosen to pursue advanced degree for 8 years with 3 more to go, but that is her choice. The choice of respondent is pursued to further advanced degrees. You know, what's interesting is that it is my choice to go to school. But if I'm not making enough money with the degrees I have because I only have a specialty in criminal justice, I think I'm entitled to go to school for advanced degree. But I'm also entitled to be credit all 3 of my children, not just one. I don't have, and let me say this one more time, I don't have a problem with paying the child support that's ordered correctly and fair and justified. I have a problem when you refuse to take 2 of my children that I am responsible. Well, let me even say that clearly. Legally responsible to take care of them. That's the problem I have, is that I'm paying over amount of money for one child. Love my children, would pay more than that. And we all know every parent pays more than what is asked for. And that is in this case. So if I was going to pay just a little bit, fine, but that's not the case in the real world. So let me move on. So he asked for all the relief of that, and he wanted to hold me in contempt for all of those things that I mentioned. And let me see anything else here. Okay, he really going for this sole custody thing. Okay, and you know what? Not that all these things that he asked for, and you can't believe that he did ask for all that and he said all that. Well, you gotta know, or you want to know the results of that? Well, I'm going to tune in with you because it got really interesting. You have to know the results of this show cause contempt action. And you got to know what Special William J. Hughes did with this. Oh, and besides, before I tell you that, I have to go and read my response of show cause, or try to get my proposed order in there. And I will do that in the next segment. Oh my goodness, this is the one that did me in. All right, so thank you for tuning in. Let me just give you my email address. It's potpourri55@hotmail.com. My phone number is 617-388-8637. I am looking to do a movement, a change of venue. I'm going to be starting protesting this week, coming up this week, because I have a court date coming up, and I will let you know about that. I am going to speed up these segments only because you just never know what's going to happen to me. So you will see me again. I am going to make another segment later on today. So right now I have to take a brief break, but please tune in with your comments and anything that you have or any questions. Please feel free to call me. Like I mentioned, and if I didn't say, my phone number is 617-388-8637. My name is Malika Clary-Ghosh, and this is Judicial Deception in the Hamilton County Court, Superior 3, mainly because that's where I'm at right now, in the state of Indiana. Thank you for tuning in, and have a wonderful day.